Wonderful. Let me squeeze in here a little bit. Welcome to Meet the Artists. The artists behind the tiny canvases are a community of passionate nail professionals, members of the ever-fascinating nail professional industry. Take a moment and look around the room and say hello to our top C&D artisans. Featured around the room, you'll see all of our current C&D education ambassadors across the globe. Experience the journey of some of our top nail professionals in the industry and find out what really lights the flame of passion and inspiration in the beauty industry.
What do you think? Amazing. So do I have a new group with me? Come on in, one and all. Yeah. So you haven't heard this yet. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the tiny canvas room.
This actually begins a small section of Tiny Canvases where I am lucky enough to be a featured artist in the artist room. You have an interactive television where you can click on any of the artists featured on the television. It pulls up pictures of some of the work, a quote from the artist about why it's important to them to be a nail professional. There's also a video from each artist talking about something that's important to them about being a nail professional. Mine is discussing nail eyes. And it's such an amazing feeling to see your work hanging in a museum and to send your clients a video clip and say, hey, look, your nails are hanging in a museum in California. And to just see this room full of pictures of your fellow nail professionals and to walk through and see the history of nails. And I can't wait to share more of this journey with you and go through and look at more of the nails and see more of these rooms together. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of this video and the rest of these sneak peek looks at what's going on in the rest of the museum. So let's continue taking a look at the other rooms and see what else is going on here. In the next room, one of the things that you'll find is a replica of a ancient Chinese queen or empress rather, and she has these beautiful encasements for her nails to protect them because a sign of wealth was how long your nails were. And so they had beautiful encasements for her nails. And then an Egyptian queen, which was Cleopatra. And so these beautiful nail enhancements and adornments for her nails that were, again, a show of power and wealth because they didn't have to do anything. And so you could have these great nail adornments. And so she is a representation of Cleopatra. And then these great sarcophagi done by John Nguyen from Canada. And these sarcophagi actually have moving parts, if you can believe that. And so the moving parts are designed so that Cleopatra could be buried with them and take pieces with her to the other side. And it's really cool because just like any other museum display, it shows the artists, it talks about, the display a little bit, and each of the exhibits has a little bit of information on what's going on in the exhibit, who has done each aspect of the nails. And as you can see on our other hand, you've got more going on. And the detail in these is just crazy amazing. So if you have the opportunity to see these in person before February 9th, definitely stop by. Another aspect of the museum exhibit is a timeline of the history of nails. And the timeline is beautifully done on the wall. It wraps around three-fourths actually, of this entire room. And it goes from the timeline into posters, because this is the 40th anniversary for C&D. So it kind of goes through the history of some of the artwork, because a lot of the artwork for C&D is very iconic and recognizable throughout the years. And you can find placards with the artists. And then a little bit of imagery of the signs. And then we have partnership with Swarovski on display. So there's a really fun, sparkling display of Swarovski. And look at all of those nail tips of color. This wall just really pops. The final part of the display is to walk through this room that is a history of Fashion Week and nails at Fashion Week, and looking through the lookbooks throughout the years. There are a couple of mannequins in the room that have their nails done, and you just see the history of nails here and the history of nails at Fashion Week. And there are nails on the wall, there are nails in the display, and just nails everywhere. And as you finish out your tour of this room, you actually walk into a wall of paparazzi. It's really crazy cool. And just the nails built into the display of the room are really fun to just kind of catch them along the way. So don't rush through this room thinking it's all about the books. You definitely want to take your time to stop and actually pay attention to the walls, because there are nail tips kind of scattered throughout the walls, hidden amongst the books, and they're so much fun to look at. And one of the rooms that we kind of didn't spend a lot of time in was the room with all the tips, so you definitely want to catch my Facebook Live for that.